Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Jazwares GameStop exclusive Halo Infinite Master Chief Helmet. This is a collectible and a wearable at the same time. I know many of you are excited for this because it is a cool collectible. I know there are a few of you out there though who are maybe just weird enough to be excited that it is a wearable. Unless you're a cosplayer, then it's a little bit less weird. I like it because I'm never going to wear it, but I like the fact that it is a wearable because it is a helmet. It is a piece of gear that is meant to be worn, so it makes sense that it would be wearable, and being able to put it on your head it's fun. I haven't done it. I definitely would never do that, but it is a fun thing to do, I assume. So this takes me right back to Halo 3 when we got the Legendary Edition. They gave us that really cool helmet of Master Chief, the Mark 6, and it was awesome, but it was too small. And this is everything I wanted that to be, almost. There's some really, really cool stuff going on here, and then there's some stuff that's just really, really disappointing. And we're going to go over all of that. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. The first thing I want to talk about is the stand it comes with. It is not well made at all. It's very, very cheap looking. Mine was all dusty and covered in powder of some kind. It didn't really seem like dust. There's little plastic fibers hanging everywhere. This isn't cat hair. I don't know if you can even see them on camera, but there's little plastic, stretchy pieces of plastic everywhere. It's very, very cheap. Now, the helmet wasn't super expensive or anything, but this is borderline, like, why is it so cheap? They did do a decent job with the gold paint right there, though. So, luckily, once you put the helmet on it, you're not going to notice it too much. But being that this is a display stand for a display piece, it shouldn't look as cheap as it does, in my opinion. It does have a keyed top piece to allow the helmet to sit on it properly for display, and you might be thinking that's a good thing, and the idea is a good thing, but the way this is implemented, it's not a very good thing as far as wearability goes. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the helmet. But I think we should go ahead and talk about the helmet. You already saw it on the stand, we don't need to go into that anymore. Now this thing is pretty big for my usual review station, but we're gonna make it work. The first thing I want to talk about, which is the best thing, is the gold chrome visor. You can see me, you can see my lighting. It is very, very chrome. It is very nicely done. It looks as good as I could have ever hoped it would look. It is amazing. And the cool thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this. I'm gonna put the camera inside the helmet and see if you can see out. You can. It works. It works better in real life when you don't have all bright lights on the outside, not in front of it. But you can see out of it just about perfectly clear. Like, obviously you have this sculpted texture in here, sculpted detail, so that impedes the vision a little bit, but it's pretty darn clear. Like, they nailed it. They nailed the visor perfectly, wonderfully. It's amazing. I love it. Talking about the rest of it, though, I can't say any of it is nailed perfectly, wonderfully in any way. Predominantly, the paint job on here is atrocious. It looks like it was made with crayons. The entire thing is just molded plastic. Between the grays and the greens, it's just molded plastic. There's no paint on it there. The only paint you're going to get is this stuff going on right here. And I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it. That doesn't look like real wear or battle damage or anything. It looks really goofy. It's on every single hard edge, which, one, doesn't make sense. Two, it wouldn't be how it would be in real life. And three, they just did a terrible job. Like, it doesn't even line up in a lot of the cases. Like, right here's a good example. It's curved down, whereas the edge is up along here. So they just did a really, really terrible job. Actually, I believe this part's painted too. But it's not all molded plastic, but it mostly is molded gray. But yeah, every single hard edge is painted, and it's just so terrible. You can see right here on the front on mine, they didn't line it up right at all. Like, that paint job really takes away from the look of this. If you were to remove that, it would probably look better. Or if you were to paint it on your own, like repaint the whole thing, it would look wonderful. But as it is, the paint job is really crap. Like, really, really bad. There's a little bit of paintwork back here. You get your 117 thing up there, that's good enough. This thing back here where the Cortana chip goes in, like, it's there. It's okay. It's not good. Like, none of it's good. We get this big blast mark on here, which looks terrible. Don't like that at all. And then, I don't know if this is supposed to be here or not, but I have a little tiny blast mark right here. the paint job's rough, like really, really rough. So that's a big time bummer. Now, if you don't look at it too close, if you just leave it on your shelf and don't get anywhere near it, it looks fine. But it doesn't look good at all up close. I will say though, the lights look really nice. I'm going to hopefully press the right button because we do have a battery pack in the back. Yeah, so the lights do turn on, and that's pretty cool. They look good. They don't like shine out too much at all, and they're really not aimed at the center, so it looks like they're shooting left and right rather than forward. But they're there, and they're on a timer, so they're not going to kill the battery, so that's pretty cool. Though I wish they had like the ability to just stay on, because you do have a switch back here. There's a switch in the battery pack that allows you to let the electronics work or not. So I don't understand why the lights have a timer on them also. I guess if you bumped it on accident, you might leave them on, but so just change the batteries then. I want the ability to leave them on permanently while I'm wearing, I wouldn't be wearing it, but while somebody who wanted to wear it, you might want the lights to be on, so that's worth noting. So you do have a button right here, that's for the lights, and then over here we have sounds, and this is what really grinds my gears. This is clearly aimed at adults. Like, it's not gonna fit a kid. It's a full-size 1-to-1 scale Master Chief helmet. Even if you have adjustable straps inside, which we'll talk about, it's not gonna look right, it's not gonna make sense on a kid. So why are there sound effects? It doesn't make sense for an adult collectible. Take all of that budget from the sound chip and put it into paint, making it look good. Who the hell needs the sounds anyway? Are you gonna wear the helmet and then make Master Chief say random things that don't make sense at all to the situation you're in? It's very weird. But let's go ahead and play the sounds and you can judge for yourself. It's a good sound chip, but it's a weird way to spend budget. So that one he just said acknowledged. I don't know why you would want to press that button and make him say acknowledged. Also, you don't get to choose what he says. It's just going to cycle through them. So the sound chip makes note, like you don't get to pretend to be Master Chief if you were weird enough to want to do that.
I'll buy us some time.
So that one said, I'll buy us some time, and then we have some shooting, which is weird because why do you have shooting sounds coming out of the helmet? Makes no sense. Weird way to spend budget. Let's try the next one. It's still going. Okay, that was just an assorted array of sound effects from the game. Doesn't even really make sense. Oh my gosh. That one was just another sound effect which was reused from the first one. Okay, that one said incoming and had 2 volleys of fire. Very strange.
It's an attack.
This is getting worse as we go. I don't know. I'm hoping you guys can hear them clearly. That one said it's an attack. If you guys can't hear it, I'll have edited them in for you. I guess I don't need to be talking about it, but we'll keep going.
Sierra 117. Understood.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Sierra 117, understood, after some gunfire. Like, who's gonna press these buttons? It doesn't make sense. How long will it go on? Let's keep trying. Just some gunfire, okay.
We do it together.
Oh. We do it together with some more gunfire.
Hold position. I've got this.
Hold position, I've got this. And some gunfire. The shield charging up. A single shot and then him saying you'll be safe here. It's like they just took random things from the game. Another shield sound.
Hold position. I've got this.
Alright, I think we're back at where we started. So it's a whole bunch of really goofy lines that don't make any sense. In a collectible like this, it's a very, very strange thing. That being said, you don't have to use the sound chip, obviously, but that's a whole lot of budget that went into something that doesn't even make sense. So that shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't exist. But let's talk about the functionality of the helmet. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you this. You do have a strap back here that's adjustable. And then you have a strap up here that's adjustable. That's very helpful to make it fit your head properly. I have a big head. I'm able to make it fit relatively easily. I had to get the front one on the very last setting, but it worked. And then you have this strap up here, which is a two-part piece. Dual function piece, I should say. It's a top strap for the top of your head, but it also has the big cutout in there for the pedestal. The problem is, if you have a big head, the cutout in this thing is huge. Let me show you. I'm going to take it out so I can show you what I had to do to get it on my head, which I definitely didn't do. I never wore the helmet. That would be weird. You have to put this in order to get it to fit on the pedestal, so you lose about 1.5 inches of space in the helmet for the top strap to fit in on the pedestal. They could have easily figured out another way to make that work. Like, the whole helmet is keyed basically in there, so just make the pedestal fit on that. And it would have been way better than losing 1.5 inches of space. So I had to remove that completely, which luckily you can do, and then it fits on my head. I mean, somebody who has the same size head as me could easily fit their head in there properly, and it's fine. It works well, no problem at all. So I like that it's adjustable and it does fit, but the way they implemented the pedestal doesn't really make sense. If you have a big head, you can't fit it in there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about briefly is that the visor is very easily removable. There are some screws in here, and you can take it right out, and it would be super easy to repaint this thing if you have any skills at all, because the paint job on here clearly wasn't applied with any skill at all. So you could easily at least match what they did. But I would say, even if you didn't want to do like a really detailed paint job, at least repaint all the parts. Just paint it green, paint them gray, go in and clean this kind of thing up. You'll be fine. You'll be much better off than it is fresh out of the package. It's a good enough sculpt, like it's a little bit soft here and there, but it's fine. But the paint job really, really lets it down. So that's my review. It's good enough as a collectible. I'm happy to have it because it is a nice enough sculpted Master Chief helmet, and the visor sells the damn thing. It's so cool looking. I like the lights being on there, but the sound chip is just goofy. It doesn't make sense, and the paint job is atrocious. So yeah, I like that it fits my big head. I mean, okay, I'll just stop pretending I didn't wear it. I wore it. I wear it a lot. It fits, and you can see through it, and it's awesome. The visor's great, but again, the rest is kind of a letdown. So I don't know. You're gonna have to decide for yourself now that you have the information. You can do that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.